Project Dastangoi, narration of Chicken Curry Saga by Crafted Products by Jaspal Kalra. About Jaspal, he is presently working as a consultant with Judy Freighter for design and skill development projects for artisans in Kutch, India. He has recently completed his master's in design with dissertation project on product development using chicken embroidery. He has worked as assistant professor with various educational institutes in India like Pearl Academy, NIIFT, SIFT and various others. He has a postgraduate certificate in higher education from Nottingham Trent University and graduate diploma in fashion design way back in 1999. He did his internship with Reena Dhaka and Sonal Garments and has more than a decade of industrial experience working with various design houses and retail brands in India. His association with craft sector started with his own brand Pushnik, which later developed into projects with non-government organizations and craft researchers. It was in 2009 that he entered into academics and started sharing his experiences and passion with students across various colleges. He is very actively involved in research projects and design documentation. He has presented various papers in national and international conferences. He likes to paint and recently he initiated an elaborate research and documentation project on chicken curry. That was about Jaspal Kalra, and now we move on to project Dastangoi. Crafts have been creative outcome of individuals which later became an heritage. India is rich with such creative heritages and still forms a part of every individual's life. The vision of Dastangoi project is to look into the traditional sensibilities in terms of sustainable processes and design language of chicken curry. To enhance it to the classic luxury level, the luxury of narrating stories in products that is in due course become a treasure for the beholder worth archiving. The objective is to create narratives visually and create products that are desirable by everyone but beyond their imagination. Reviving the traditional sustainable processes that are organic and artisan friendly. The art products are truly handcrafted and an expression of creative thought. During some visual research on this craft, I realized that many artisan families had an inherent signature style of embroidery or design. The objective is to redefine the signature style so that craft is envisioned as a creative art. The project is built upon sustainable processes, zero waste pattern cutting, narratives of craft embroidered onto garments. The methodology involved visual research of museum archives, private collections, artisans were interviewed to create a framework of craft design. Cataloging available for motifs and collecting data on client and royal patronage was undertaken. Observation and data collection of various craft and textile processes prevalent in this region was also undertaken. The making of chicken curry is not just about embroidering fabric, it's a saga of various craft traditions which incorporates carving out of designs on shisham wood which have specific representation for each stitch. The chipkar prints fabric with these blocks on which the embroiderer creatively embellishes the white work. The embroidery is longest phase and more than one artisan is generally involved as each specializes in certain stitches. The final sample is then bleached and washed by special process to remove printing and stains. The design drama of chicken curry is embedded in tradition. The motifs can be categorized into various dated groups according to symbolism of various cults depicted. River and mountains are represented in their abstracted forms. Lotus, which represents cosmic balance, is an important motif. Many circular patterns have lotus as the axis. However, its presence as flower in various bales and borders is also very common. Marigold, jasmine, lilies are some other important flowers. Tree of life is an equally important motif of chicken as in other crafts. From Indus Valley civilization to Buddha's period, there are many examples of tree of life. Various bales of jasmine and buttas are offshoots of tree of life in chicken. Later, it developed into a keri or paisley. Turanj is a stylized papal leaf which is sacred to both Hindus and Buddhists. Fish is represented both realistically and symbolically as an array of arrows. It depicts life and fortune. Peacock was a very common motif during 18th century and is seen in various archives across various museums. Jali was introduced in chicken to impart transparency to fabric, which revealed skin or colored fabric worn as an inner garment. Jalis were a prominent feature of architecture in India during Islamic rule. Java, done on edges of samples, is triangular and could be symbolic of protective power invoked in applique chevrons. Star, colloquially called Tara, is an important motif of colonial period. Chicken embroidery has widest palette of stitches, like what we see in the motifs, amounting to almost as many as 36. The basic stitches have been explored to create new forms through variations and combinations. Each artisan had a very personal definition to stitches and style of creating textures with it. The table shows the form of stitches around 100 years back as per information available through museum archives and how it exists in present form. How much do the artisans practice them? Most of these stitches are extinct now as they are either time consuming or their coarser forms are very difficult to create. This project creates artifacts by training artisans about those stitches and then using them to engender ensembles that are equivalent to a treasure. Block printing in chicken is presently done with synthetic indigo, neil, and edible gum. In past, gerua, a red oxide pigment, was used which is found in earth. It was later replaced by color magenta, which is commercially known as fuchsin dye. This dye is a disinfectant and bubble gum used as a medium with it is also an inflammatory herb. The washing is done by thrashing on river boards. It is then steamed overnight.
उनके उसका अलग निकालते हैं। तो रंगीन कपड़ा जो होता है पहनने वाले तो ऐसे उसमें बोल देते हैं।
अच्छा।
तो रात भर उसको ढाँप के रख देते हैं, तो गर्म होकर उससे मैल कर जाते हैं, तो धो डालते हैं।
दिन भर रखे रहेंगे।
और भट्टी बनती है एक पतीला तांबे का, उसको गाड़ दिया चबूतरे पर, और नीचे आगी जलाने का वो रखा। तो आगी जलाएंगे तो उस पतीले में लगे पानी में, उसका पानी खौलेगा तो वो सब भाप देगा कपड़े में। जब भाप निकले
On the lines of traditional processes, an attempt has been made to synthesize sustainable processes. The printing was tried with 3 concoctions: henna fermented with dried lime for 2 days, iron and molasses fermented for 2 weeks, and turmeric with alum as a mordant. The printed samples were bleached with cow dung and then washed with fuller's earth and yucca elata, commonly called rita in India. The comparative behavior of all samples is tabulated here. Henna was found to be most suitable medium for printing in chicken, and in this process of bleaching and washing, the fabric acquired softness and mild luster. This experiment was finally used for sample development under this project. The need for a design project like this in chicken was analyzed through surveys and data collection within artisans and allied people. The colors for fabric were achieved by dyeing them naturally without using any chemical mordants. Various traditional techniques of natural dyeing were studied in various regions to achieve this zero chemical usage. The next quest was to find fabric that is hand woven, which took me virtually to Dhaka, Murshidabad and villages in interiors of Andhra Pradesh. Finally, Malmal of 400 count was sourced, which mesmerized with its drift and transparency. It became a challenge to introduce sustainable practices, and only a few could be introduced to artisans, and they had to be persuaded to use them in samples. The feedback of these techniques was also collected from them. Developing silhouettes for this project was another challenge, as the technique I wanted to use for handcrafted fabric was zero waste cutting and Indian pattern making. Initially the forms looked dated, and lot of exploration and thought process had to go in to create forms that were classic yet modern and beyond ordinary. New concept to create patterns, deconstruction and amalgamation of Indian and Japanese technique transformed Indian forms to redefine silhouettes. And then started the actual project Dastan Goi. Dastan Goi is a tradition of very poetic narration of stories which was practiced during Mughals and later in during Nawabs in Lucknow and other areas with Islamic rule. The language of narration is generally Urdu, and lot of poetic elaborations and go on into this style of storytelling. Now I'll talk about the first narrative or Dastan, which is on the story of evolution of Tree of Life. The story visually depicts the journey from Tree of Life to Keri of chicken. The silhouettes required to have a simple shape and detailing that could show cultural influences and invasions. that assimilated to the evolution of this motif. A visual break in flow of garments was planned from one form to another through cowls, flounces, and layering. The cowls were also evolved with the play of triangular gode in inverted usage. It led to the start of pattern making based on acute and obtuse angles, which I am still working on, and it becomes my next research project. The reference from for Tree of Life were collected from museums and private collections. The first form shown here is an actual tree with flora and fauna in stylized form. There is no restrictive outline, and its forms are very inherent and to the expression of the artisan. One such sample of Fayaz Khan is preserved in Craft Museum, Lucknow. With the coming in of Mughals, Tree of Life started transforming into paisley. The motif has been adapted from a block in possession of Muhammad Ali and has been radiocarbon dated to be of that era. The variation used in garment is very close in design to the original sample. The Daras technique with motifs of fish on shoulder and folds suggests the shift in cultural influences from being Hindu and Buddhist dominant to Islamic era. With coming of colonial rule and European cultural influences, this Tree of Life moved away from its original counterpart, with trees of having birds and animals, to a very controlled shape which had a defined outline. It developed into a paisley in a heart-shaped toranj. The joinery of these garments was also planned by a form of appliqued seams. The shapes of these varied from iris to star, depending on whether they were inspired from Mughal or an Islamic era, or a colonial era. The second artwork is the second dasta that takes the hypothetical theory forward that chicken is seen in Ajanta and Bagh paintings, which is supported by many historians, but there are no historical texts or evidences to support this theory. I have tried to look for motifs of chicken that had forms common to Ajanta, like peacock, elephants, swans, and fishes. The layouts are arranged in similar way as seen on ceiling decorations of Ajanta. All white garments depicted in these paintings were my focus point, and they formed the inspiration for the silhouette as well. I evolved it from a basic shape. The interaction of a triangle to make a conical shape around the body and its interaction with the rectangular stole created a complete look for the garment. Again, the joinery is stylized in the shape of peacocks, elephants, fishes, and other flora around it, using appliqued seams. This ensemble was developed in constitution and surveillance of Shilp Guru Rehana Begum. She has even embroidered portions of it, and it is few of her last pieces as she is suffering from loss of eyesight. Rehana Begum is renowned for developing Anokhi chicken sample in which embroidery thread does not penetrate the wrong side of the fabric. Meandering water lilies are a part of garment embroidery, and darts are in the shape of fish with bails. Their elephant motifs and floral layouts are quite similar to ceiling decoration as already elaborated. third ensemble is the culmination of Dastan Koi project. It is based on a legend believed by the family of Ayub Khan that chicken was taught to one of his ancestors by a mysterious traveler to whom his relative had offered hospitality. Chikankar believed that he was sent by God himself, and anyone who learns this craft cannot go hungry. The benevolence of this divine craft is depicted in the form of episodes in this garment. I have not used human form as they were not traditionally used in this embroidery. Human form has been stylized like a natural flora whose negative space seems like a human. Divine force is represented by a peacock, as in North India this bird represents divinity and duty. The peacock is shown dancing in nature, and an individual saves its life and offers food, hospitality. The peacock in turn creates patterns of embroidery with natural forms. We see a creation of moon. This embellishment is taken further as a tradition by artisans, and they start regarding this peacock as divine. A kind of halo and lotus appear in the last motif. The presence of daras with fish motifs talks of good fortune associated with this legend. This project was not just about designing garment, it was about experiencing and reviving old traditions with scientific inferences. As observed in lab experiments, the garment had enhanced drape and lustre or lavanya, which is a tenet of Indian art. The documentation of this process was achieved by building upon bleaching traditions with goat dung, as explained by a few washermen during various interviews. The larger perspective of this project is to equip artisans to develop artifacts and products that upgrade the craft to the level of art, something that does not need alignment to a market but is an expression for which only a processor worthy of having it approaches the artisan. The last note. It may revive the era for artisans when remuneration for creation of one exclusive angrakha for a member of elite family was enough to feed the whole family for 1 year.